Do you know what it feels like to give your whole life to people you love, only to have them turn and say, "We're happier without you, don't come back"? I never thought those words would be aimed at me, not after 68 years of working, sacrificing, and raising a family. But that's the cruelty of betrayal. It doesn't come from strangers, it comes from the ones you trusted most. My name is Frank Miller, I'm 68 years old, and I live in a small town in the Midwest. I spent 40 years on the factory floor, making machine parts until my back gave out and the doctor said no more. Retirement wasn't something I looked forward to, it was something forced on me. My mornings now are quiet, the same old coffee pot hisses on the stove, the same rocking chair creaks under me on the porch. I still run my fingers along the picture frames in the hallway, faded photographs of my late wife, Anna, and our kids, Michael and Rachel. Those photos used to remind me of everything I worked for. Lately, they feel more like ghosts staring back at me, asking why everything went so wrong. I gave my kids everything I had, every overtime shift, every dollar saved, every Christmas I missed at home just to make sure they had better lives than I did. I didn't complain when my hands stiffened or when my knees gave out from the 12-hour shifts. I believed that one day, all those sacrifices would mean they'd stand by me the way I always stood by them. But life is a way of teaching you lessons you never wanted to learn. Michael's the oldest, sharp, ambitious, always thought he knew better than me. Rachel, softer when she was young, but the years turned her harder, more distant. These days when I'd offer advice, they'd roll their eyes, dismiss me with little jabs. "Dad, times have changed, you wouldn't understand." Or Rachel, arms folded, voice cold as stone, "Honestly, we're happier without you around. Please, don't come back." The first time she said it, I thought it was just anger talking, but then I heard Michael echo the same words, and I realized they meant it. My own children, the very people Anna and I broke our backs for. My heart clenched, but I kept my voice steady. I've learned over the years, men like me don't win by shouting, we win by enduring. They thought that meant I was beaten. They didn't see the storm brewing behind my silence. The final straw came in the cruelest way. A letter arrived one morning from the county office. I tore it open and read words that made my chest tighten. My name had been removed from the deed of our family home, the very house Anna and I bought together when we were young. The inheritance she'd left behind, the savings we'd built, gone, signed over. My children had done it, using legal loopholes, tricks I couldn't even begin to understand. When I confronted them, Michael smirked, holding the papers in his hand like a trophy. "It's complicated paperwork, Dad. You'd never understand." Rachel didn't even flinch. She just said, "This is better for all of us. You'll be fine." And in that moment, I realized, they weren't just cutting me out, they were erasing me. The years I spent breaking my body for them, the nights I went hungry so they wouldn't have to, all of it meant nothing. I didn't yell, I didn't curse, I simply nodded, tucked the papers back into the envelope, and walked out the door. My dignity was the only thing I had left, and I wasn't going to let them strip that away too. But as I sat alone that night, staring at Anna's picture, I whispered, "They don't know who they're dealing with. They think age makes me weak. They're about to learn, wrinkles don't mean surrender, they mean survival." The next morning, I made a plan. I wasn't going to fight with fists or fire. I was going to fight with patience, with wisdom, the only weapons I had left. I started with an old friend from the union days, a lawyer who'd fought for us when management tried to steal our pensions. He helped me sift through documents, explain the loopholes they used, and showed me how to undo every crooked signature they thought I wouldn't notice. Piece by piece, I gathered proof. I spent weeks quietly collecting, waiting, planning, while they lived arrogantly, certain I was out of their lives for good. I was weaving the net that would catch them. It didn't take long for the panic to set in. Michael started calling me late at night, his voice louder, more desperate with each voicemail. "Dad, what did you do? You're making a mistake." Rachel sent frantic texts, her cold tone cracking. "We need to talk. Please call me back." Their confidence was slipping. Accounts were being frozen, letters from lawyers piling up at their doors. And me? I was on my porch, sipping my coffee, watching the sun rise. Calm, steady, unshaken. for the first time in years, I felt control return to my hands. The day of the reckoning came at the annual church fundraiser, the one event where everyone in town showed up, neighbors, old friends, even the mayor. I walked into that hall with a folder under my arm and a weight in my chest, not of fear, but of justice long overdue. Michael and Rachel were there, smiling wide, pretending to be the perfect children in front of the community. I stepped up to the microphone, the crowd quieted. My voice didn't tremble as I laid the documents down and told the truth, how my children had taken their mother's legacy, stolen the roof over my head, tried to cast me aside like yesterday's trash. I held up the papers, proof of their betrayal, proof of their fraud. Gasps echoed through the hall, whispers spread like wildfire. Michael's face drained of color, Rachel's eyes darted to the floor, and then, the twist they never expected, I announced that with the portion of the inheritance I reclaimed, I would be donating a large sum back to the town in Anna's name, a scholarship fund for hard-working kids who wanted a chance. Just like she always dreamed, the hall erupted into applause. Neighbors patted my back, some even wiped away tears, and my children stood frozen, humiliated, stripped of their arrogance. In the weeks that followed, Michael and Rachel faced the consequences of their greed, legal battles, community shame, isolation. They lost more than they ever gained. While I sat back on my porch, the rocking chair creaking, the American flag fluttering gently in the evening breeze, I thought of Anna, and I whispered, "We did it, our dignity is safe." And here's what I want you to know, age doesn't make you powerless, it doesn't erase your worth. Justice may be slow, but it never expires. I didn't fight back by becoming like them, I fought back by holding true to who I've always been. Hard work, integrity, loyalty, those values don't fade with time, they shine brighter when the world tries to dim them. So if you've ever felt forgotten, betrayed, or cast aside, remember this: dignity doesn't retire, resilience doesn't age, and sometimes, the sweetest justice comes not with rage, but with patience. If you've lived something like this, share your story in the comments, I'll be reading, and if you want to hear more stories of strength, redemption, and justice in life's later chapters, subscribe to this channel. Because even when the world says, "We're happier without you," remember, you still have the power to write the final chapter.